Imagine a world where every decision, every action, every reaction begins from a place of self-knowledge and purpose. When was the last time you took a moment to reflect on your own mind and actions? In a society that constantly pulls us outward, urging us to look at everything but ourselves, there lies untapped power within, the power of focusing inward. This is not about selfishness, but rather an invitation to meet ourselves honestly, to cultivate our inner strength, to live life not by the push and pull of circumstances, but by the direction of our own choices. This journey is deeply rooted in Stoicism, the ancient philosophy that guides us not toward control of the world, but mastery over ourselves. What would your life look like if you aligned your actions with your values, even when facing adversity? What if you chose courage over comfort, acceptance over resistance, purpose over impulse? These questions lead us into the heart of Stoicism, urging us to step away from distractions and take responsibility for our own lives. In the following exploration, we'll journey through key principles that allow us to face life with a calm and resilient mind. From understanding our reactions to viewing obstacles as growth, practicing virtues in small, daily ways, and embracing life's impermanence, these insights create a solid foundation for inner peace. As we move forward, consider this journey an invitation, a way to unlock your potential through self-awareness, courage, and balance. Remember, the essence of this journey lies in its culmination, where everything comes together in a powerful daily practice. Now, let us begin. 1. The power of choice, managing our reactions. Each day presents a myriad of situations that we cannot control. From the weather to the opinions of others, we live in a world that often feels chaotic and beyond our reach. But what if, even when surrounded by what we cannot change, there existed one area of absolute control? Stoicism tells us that this area exists within us, in our power to choose how we react to every situation. This, my friend, is the foundation of Stoic philosophy, recognizing that our reactions are within our command, even if the events themselves are not. Have you ever caught yourself feeling frustrated over something trivial? Perhaps traffic, a delay, or even someone's careless remark. These moments, though small, offer powerful lessons in self-mastery. While the event may seem to dictate your mood, it is actually your reaction that shapes the experience. You have the power to choose whether to meet frustration with patience or impatience, with calmness or anger. In each reaction, we find an opportunity to exercise control over our minds and align our responses with our values. When we talk about choice in Stoicism, we speak of an inner strength, our ability to pause, reflect, and decide how to respond rather than react impulsively. How often do we let external events dictate our internal state? How often do we find ourselves carried away by things we cannot change? Consider this. Next time you feel tension building, take a breath. Ask yourself, is this worth my peace? Or, what response aligns with my values? These questions open a door to mindful choice, redirecting your focus from external chaos to internal clarity. Choosing our reactions also grants us freedom. Rather than feeling enslaved by circumstances, we can focus on what truly matters, our own character, values, and actions. This practice is not about suppressing emotions, but understanding them. It is about recognizing the emotions that arise and then deciding with full awareness how to respond. By doing so, we separate our peace from the events around us, building resilience in a way that is central to Stoicism. This resilience becomes a fortress, a place of strength and calm that external events cannot penetrate. Does this mean ignoring the pain of life's challenges? No, but it means facing them with a mind prepared, a mind that is not quick to anger or frustration, but rather grounded in purpose. We choose not to be dragged by emotions, but to guide them with intention. The world will continue to present frustrations and surprises, yet our ability to choose our response remains constant. With each decision, we reinforce our freedom and align ourselves more closely with our true selves. Reflect on this. What would your life be like if you practiced this power of choice daily? What if, in moments of tension, you chose patience? In moments of adversity, you chose courage? Imagine the strength that would grow within you, the resilience that would become second nature. Each choice, like a small brick, builds the foundation of a strong, unshakable character. So the next time life tests your patience, remember this Stoic principle. You hold the reins of your reactions, and by managing them, you gain mastery over your own peace. And as we move forward in our exploration, we'll see how this power of choice is just one part of a larger puzzle, one that reveals our path to growth. 2. Viewing challenges as opportunities for growth. Life presents us with countless challenges, some appearing small and manageable, others vast and overwhelming. But what if we could see these challenges not as obstacles, but as essential parts of our journey, even as opportunities? In Stoicism, one of the central beliefs is that every difficulty carries within it a chance for growth, a lesson waiting to be learned. Instead of viewing challenges as walls, Stoic wisdom invites us to see them as doors, leading us to a deeper understanding of ourselves. Imagine each difficulty as a puzzle, with each piece contributing to the larger picture of our lives. When we first face a problem, it may appear daunting, complex, and even unsolvable. But as we work through it with patience and determination, the pieces slowly start to fit, and the picture begins to form. Think about the challenges you have overcome in the past. How many times have you emerged from them feeling stronger, wiser, and more resilient? Every problem solved, every hardship endured, has brought you one step closer to a more refined version of yourself. Have you ever considered that every challenge has a purpose? That within each obstacle, there lies the potential for something invaluable? Stoicism teaches us that life does not place obstacles in our path to deter us, but rather to shape us. Marcus Aurelius, a Roman emperor and Stoic philosopher, famously said, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." This insight reflects the Stoic belief that what we perceive as barriers are often opportunities in disguise, urging us forward rather than holding us back. When we approach challenges with this mindset, our perspective shifts dramatically. Instead of fearing difficulties, we begin to welcome them, understanding that they are not signs of failure, but markers of growth. When faced with a challenging situation, ask yourself, what can I learn from this? Or, how might this experience strengthen me? These questions redirect your focus from the difficulty itself to the growth it can bring, transforming fear into curiosity, resistance into acceptance. This Stoic approach does not mean we should seek out hardship or wish for struggle, but rather that we should accept them when they come, recognizing their value. Every time we face adversity, we develop qualities such as patience, resilience, and courage. Each difficulty, no matter how uncomfortable, serves a purpose, helping us to cultivate inner strength. Over time, this perspective becomes natural, and instead of dreading challenges, we start to see them as opportunities to practice and strengthen our virtues. Imagine, too, the freedom that comes from embracing challenges as a part of life's flow. When we resist adversity, we expend energy fighting what we cannot change, creating frustration and distress. But when we accept challenges with the Stoic understanding that they contribute to our growth, we release the need to control the uncontrollable. This acceptance frees us from unnecessary suffering and allows us to focus on what we can control: our response, our actions, and our perspective. Consider this. Each time you overcome a challenge, you place another piece in the puzzle of your life, adding to the larger picture of your character. You are not merely enduring, you are evolving. You are building a version of yourself that is more resilient, more capable, and more prepared to face future challenges with confidence. And with each lesson learned, you step closer to the fulfillment of your potential, realizing that life's true strength lies not in avoiding challenges, but in facing them with courage and purpose. Reflecting on the Stoic perspective of challenges as growth opportunities, we see that life's adversities are not something to be feared, but embraced. They are essential parts of our journey, helping us to discover our inner resilience and potential. So, the next time you face a challenge, ask yourself what it might be trying to teach you. Rather than resisting, lean into it. Remember, it is through these moments that we truly grow. With this in mind, let us move forward to explore the everyday practices that help us embody Stoic virtues, small actions that align our lives with these powerful insights. These practices bring Stoicism into our daily lives, allowing us to become stronger, more grounded individuals. 3. Practicing Stoic virtues in daily life. It is one thing to admire the virtues of Stoicism, and quite another to live by them. Stoicism is not a philosophy that resides in grand theories or distant ideals. It is a way of life grounded in daily practices. Courage, wisdom, justice, and temperance. These are the pillars of Stoic philosophy, and they come alive not in monumental acts, but in small, everyday choices. When we incorporate these virtues into our daily lives, we create a foundation of integrity, resilience, and inner peace. Consider courage, the strength that guides us in facing our fears, both big and small. Courage, in a Stoic sense, is not limited to dramatic acts of bravery. It is found in the quiet resilience required to face the day's challenges. Every time you choose to confront a difficult situation, admit a mistake, or try something new, you are practicing courage. Do you think of courage as something grand, reserved for heroes? In truth, courage lives in the choices we make each day. When you choose to speak your truth, act with integrity, or stand by your values, you are embodying this Stoic virtue. Wisdom, another cornerstone of Stoicism, is equally essential in daily life. Wisdom allows us to discern what is within our control and what is not, helping us focus on the areas where we can make a difference. How many of us waste precious energy worrying about things beyond our reach? Wisdom teaches us to direct our efforts toward what we can influence, our actions, thoughts, and reactions. Each day offers countless opportunities to practice wisdom, whether by making mindful decisions or by letting go of needless concerns. Every time you choose clarity over confusion, patience over frustration, or understanding over judgment, you are exercising this Stoic principle. Justice, too, plays a vital role in our daily interactions. In Stoic philosophy, justice is not just about legal fairness. It encompasses treating others with respect, compassion, and understanding. How do we treat those around us? Our friends, family, colleagues, and even strangers. Each interaction is a chance to practice justice by being fair, kind, and respectful. When you choose to listen, show empathy, or act in the best interest of others, you are strengthening this core Stoic value. True justice begins with recognizing the inherent worth of others and committing to act in ways that honor that worth. Then there is temperance, the practice of self-control and balance. In a world that often encourages excess, temperance is the quiet strength that helps us resist impulses and stay centered. Think about how often we are tempted to overindulge, be it in food, social media, or even work. Temperance reminds us to seek moderation, to find satisfaction not in abundance, but in balance. By practicing temperance, we avoid the exhaustion that comes from living a life of extremes. Instead, we find fulfillment in the simplicity of enough. Each of these virtues, courage, wisdom, justice, and temperance, becomes a part of our lives not through theory, but through practice. They are like muscles that grow stronger with each use. And as we practice them, they become part of who we are, guiding us naturally in all that we do. Do you ever feel disconnected from your values, like you're living out of alignment with what truly matters? Practicing these virtues daily is a way to reconnect, to ensure that our actions reflect our highest ideals. Incorporating Stoic virtues does not require grand gestures. Rather, it is about small, intentional acts that build up over time. It's in the way you respond to a challenging situation at work, the patience you show when things don't go as planned, or the kindness you extend to someone in need. When you practice these virtues consistently, you begin to see the world through a Stoic lens, finding peace not in control, but in alignment with your values. The beauty of Stoicism lies in its practicality. It does not ask us to transcend life, but to engage with it fully, with clarity, courage, and balance. Each day becomes an opportunity to live more consciously, choosing actions that reflect our highest selves. When we live by Stoic virtues, we are no longer swayed by fleeting emotions or external pressures. Instead, we are grounded, resilient, and purposeful, moving through life with a sense of peace and clarity. As we continue, we'll explore the role of self-examination, a powerful tool that deepens our understanding of these virtues. By reflecting on our thoughts and actions, we become more aware of where we are in alignment with our values and where we can improve. This practice of self-examination allows us to cultivate Stoic virtues with greater intention and purpose. 4. Self-examination, understanding your inner world. How well do you know yourself? Stoicism invites us to pause and reflect, to look inward and examine our own thoughts, emotions, and actions. Self-examination is a foundational practice in the Stoic journey, a way to align our lives with our values. Without this honest look at ourselves, it's easy to stray from our principles, swept away by emotions or impulses that do not serve our highest good. Imagine for a moment that you're observing yourself from a distance. What drives your actions? Are they aligned with the virtues you aspire to? Wisdom, courage, temperance, and justice? When we engage in self-examination, we act as both the student and the teacher, learning about our behaviors, motivations, and choices. This practice encourages us to look deeper, beyond surface emotions, to uncover what truly motivates us. Why is self-examination so powerful? Because it reveals areas where we may have acted out of impulse rather than intention. It shows us the places where our emotions may have taken control, where our reactions were less than we wanted them to be. This awareness is not about self-criticism or judgment. It is about growth. Each insight gained through self-reflection is a step toward a life that is more in harmony with the Stoic virtues. Consider setting aside a few minutes each day to reflect on your actions and attitudes. Did you act with courage today? Did you practice patience and self-control, even when it was difficult? These questions provide clarity, helping us see where we are on the path and where we may need to adjust. Over time, this daily reflection becomes a guide, a way to stay centered even amidst life's challenges. Self-examination also empowers us to understand our emotions without being ruled by them. Emotions, while natural, can sometimes cloud our judgment, leading us away from wise choices. When we pause to observe these emotions, to question why they arose and how they influenced our actions, we begin to develop mastery over them. We learn to respond rather than react. How often do we act impulsively, only to regret it later? Self-examination offers a remedy, allowing us to act with a clear mind, rooted in our values. This practice of looking inward also enhances our empathy for others. By understanding our own struggles, we become more compassionate toward the struggles of others. We see that just as we wrestle with emotions, so do they. This understanding fosters connection, reminding us that we are not alone in our journey. Self-examination is a powerful tool, one that keeps us on the Stoic path and deepens our commitment to our ideals. It is a daily reminder to live with purpose, to act with intention, and to remain grounded in our values. And as we continue our exploration of Stoic principles, we come to another fundamental practice: accepting life's impermanence and using it as a source of resilience. 5. Embracing impermanence and building resilience. In Stoicism, there is a profound acceptance of impermanence. Everything around us, our possessions, relationships, health, and even our own lives, is temporary, changing, and beyond our ultimate control. At first, this might seem unsettling, but for the Stoic, embracing impermanence is not about despair, but about cultivating resilience. When we accept that life is ever-changing, we free ourselves from unnecessary suffering and gain the strength to face life's uncertainties. Have you ever felt devastated by a change you could not prevent? Or disappointed when something didn't last as long as you hoped? These feelings are natural, but they often arise from our attachment to things as they are. When we cling tightly to what is temporary, we set ourselves up for disappointment. Instead, Stoicism invites us to embrace impermanence as an essential part of life, to recognize that nothing stays the same forever. By understanding this, we develop an inner resilience, a calm acceptance that allows us to face life's fluctuations with grace. When we release our attachment to outcomes, we find peace in knowing that everything unfolds as it must. This does not mean we become passive. Rather, it means we focus on what we can control: our reactions, attitudes, and responses. And in doing so, we navigate life's inevitable changes without losing our inner stability. Consider the idea that adversity itself is impermanent. Difficult moments pass, just as joyful ones do. Reflecting on this can bring immense comfort during hard times. It reminds us that challenges are temporary, that they will eventually give way to new experiences. And in accepting this truth, we grow stronger, more resilient, ready to face whatever life brings with a steady mind. Moreover, by embracing impermanence, we learn to value the present moment. How often do we overlook the simple pleasures of life, caught up in the pursuit of more or distracted by worries? Stoicism teaches us to appreciate each moment, to recognize the beauty in the here and now. When we understand that nothing is guaranteed, we cherish the present without clinging to it. This appreciation fosters a deep sense of gratitude, a contentment that arises not from possessing more, but from being fully present. Imagine the freedom that comes from letting go of attachment. What if you could approach life without fearing loss or change? By embracing impermanence, we live with a lighter heart, free from the weight of constant anxiety about the future. This freedom allows us to engage fully with life, to face difficulties without being overwhelmed, and to enjoy the present without fearing its end. Resilience, then, is not just about enduring hardship, but about finding strength in acceptance. It is about knowing that whatever life brings, you are capable of facing it. This is the Stoic way, not avoiding or denying life's impermanence, but embracing it as a part of the human experience. And in this acceptance, we discover a powerful, unshakable peace. So, as we continue on this path of self-focus and personal growth, remember the value of impermanence. Let it remind you to cherish each moment, to release attachments, and to trust in your ability to adapt. And as we move forward, we will explore the principle of temperance, finding balance in a world that often encourages excess. In temperance, we discover another key to a fulfilled, resilient life. 6. Practicing temperance, achieving balance in a world of excess. In a world where more is often equated with better, practicing temperance can feel like a revolutionary act. Temperance, one of the core virtues in Stoicism, teaches us the value of moderation, of finding a harmonious balance in all that we do. It is the wisdom that helps us navigate between indulgence and deprivation, encouraging us to seek satisfaction not in excess but in balance. Have you ever found yourself drawn into habits that don't truly serve you? Perhaps spending too much time on social media, overindulging in food or entertainment, or working to the point of exhaustion? These moments are familiar in today's world, where stimulation and abundance are readily available. Yet, Stoicism reminds us that fulfillment does not lie in accumulation, but in self-control. Temperance is the compass that keeps us on course, helping us avoid the extremes that often lead to dissatisfaction. Temperance begins with awareness, knowing where our impulses might lead us astray. Reflect for a moment. Are there areas in your life where you struggle with excess? Do you find yourself pulled toward temporary pleasures that, in the end, leave you unfulfilled? Practicing temperance involves pausing, examining our desires, and asking ourselves if they align with our long-term well-being. It is not about denying pleasure, but about choosing it wisely, savoring it without being consumed by it. In practical terms, temperance means making mindful choices. It might look like setting boundaries on the time you spend online, choosing nutritious foods over immediate gratification, or ensuring a balance between work and rest. These choices, though small, have a profound impact. By practicing temperance, we free ourselves from the cycle of craving and excess, finding satisfaction in simplicity and moderation. Imagine how this Stoic virtue could reshape your life. When we cultivate temperance, we gain a sense of inner freedom, unburdened by the constant pull of wants. We learn to appreciate what we have, to find contentment in enough. This approach not only leads to a more balanced life, but also strengthens our resilience. By choosing moderation, we build a foundation that sustains us through life's highs and lows, helping us remain grounded even when faced with abundance or scarcity. In Stoicism, temperance is not about abstaining from life's joys. It is about enjoying them mindfully, without losing ourselves in them. It is a reminder that happiness does not come from more, but from balance. So, as you move through your day, ask yourself, is this necessary? Does this serve my well-being? These simple questions bring awareness to your choices, guiding you toward a life rooted in purpose rather than impulse. By embracing temperance, we discover a profound peace that comes from knowing we have enough. We cultivate a contentment that is unshaken by fleeting desires, grounded in the understanding that true fulfillment lies in balance. And with this inner calm, we turn to our final principle, exploring daily practices that solidify these Stoic virtues, bringing them into our lives in a way that fosters lasting peace and growth. 7. Daily Stoic practices for inner peace and personal growth. The beauty of Stoicism lies not just in its philosophy, but in its practice. Stoic wisdom offers practical daily habits that help us cultivate resilience, balance, and purpose. By embedding these practices into our daily routine, we turn Stoic principles into lived experiences, creating a life of inner peace and steady growth. These practices are not complex. They are simple, intentional actions that align us with our deepest values. Begin each morning with a moment of intention. Before the rush of the day, take a quiet moment to set your focus. What virtues do you want to embody today? How will you approach challenges with courage, practice temperance, or act with kindness? This practice helps ground you, reminding you of your values before the world demands your attention. Think of it as preparing your inner compass, aligning your mind with your purpose. Just a few minutes of mindful intention can shape the entire course of your day. Throughout the day, practice moderation in your actions and responses. Remember, Stoicism encourages us to choose balance in all things. In moments of frustration, practice patience. In moments of temptation, practice self-restraint. Each small choice builds upon the last, forming a foundation of resilience and calm. By remaining mindful of your reactions, you reinforce your control over your mind, strengthening the muscle of self-mastery. Every challenge, every interruption becomes an opportunity to practice virtue. At the end of the day, take a moment for reflection. This practice, known as self-examination, is essential in Stoic philosophy. Reflect on your actions, your responses, and your choices. Did you live in alignment with your values? Were there moments when you could have acted with greater wisdom or patience? This reflection is not a judgment, but an opportunity for growth. It allows us to learn from each day, refining our character with each reflection. Consider, too, the power of gratitude. In Stoicism, gratitude is not reserved for extraordinary moments. It is found in the small, everyday experiences. Keeping a gratitude journal can be a transformative practice. Each night, write down a few things you are grateful for, whether it's the kindness of a stranger, the beauty of a sunset, or a challenge that helped you grow. This simple habit shifts your focus from what is lacking to what is present, filling your life with a sense of abundance. These daily Stoic practices create a cycle of growth and peace, strengthening our resilience and deepening our connection to our values. With each day, each moment of reflection, each act of kindness, we build a life grounded in purpose and integrity. Imagine the transformation that comes from living each day with intention, balance, and gratitude. As you begin or continue this Stoic journey, remember that these practices are not about perfection, but progress. The path of Stoicism is one of steady growth, where each day brings new lessons and opportunities for refinement. Embrace each moment, each choice, as a chance to become the best version of yourself. And with these practices, we bring our exploration to a close. Together, these principles form a powerful framework for a life of peace, resilience, and meaning. Now, as you go forth, consider sharing this journey with others. Encourage them to comment, to reflect, and to join you in the pursuit of a life grounded in Stoic wisdom. Thank you for joining me on this path. May your days be filled with clarity, strength, and fulfillment. The journey of Stoicism is a path that calls for courage, resilience, and a commitment to live with purpose. It is a practice of focusing inward, understanding that true peace comes not from what we possess or control, but from how we respond to life's inevitable ups and downs. By embracing this philosophy, we learn to approach life not with resistance, but with acceptance, not with attachment, but with balance. Throughout this exploration, we have touched on the transformative power of choice, our ability to manage our reactions and maintain control over our inner world, even when the external world seems chaotic. We've seen how challenges, rather than being obstacles, become opportunities to strengthen our character, each hardship teaching us something about our own resilience. And in the practice of Stoic virtues, courage, wisdom, justice, and temperance, we've discovered the guiding principles that help us live in alignment with our values, day by day, decision by decision. Self-examination has invited us to look inward, to understand our motivations, and to ensure that our actions reflect our highest ideals. This practice, combined with the acceptance of life's impermanence, gives us the strength to face whatever comes our way, without being shaken by fear or disappointment. By releasing our attachment to outcomes, we find peace in the present moment, discovering that the only true control we possess is over our own responses. And then there is temperance, a virtue that reminds us of the beauty of balance in a world of excess. Through moderation, we learn to appreciate what we have, finding contentment not in abundance, but in simplicity. This balance allows us to live mindfully, savoring life's pleasures without becoming lost in them. And with daily practices like setting intentions, reflecting on our actions, and expressing gratitude, we cultivate a life filled with clarity, purpose, and resilience. Imagine the strength that comes from walking this path, from knowing that your happiness is not dependent on external events, but rooted in your own choices. Stoicism teaches us to live authentically, to face each day with courage, and to welcome each experience as part of our journey. It is not a philosophy of avoidance, but of engagement, encouraging us to face life fully, armed with the understanding that within us lies the power to navigate whatever life presents. So, as you conclude this video, take a moment to reflect on what resonates most with you. Consider how these Stoic principles might shape your own life, and how focusing on yourself could unlock a deeper, more meaningful way of living. Remember, each day is an opportunity to embody these virtues, to make choices that align with who you aspire to be, and to find fulfillment, not in fleeting achievements, but in the steady pursuit of inner peace. If you've found value in this journey, I invite you to share your thoughts. Leave a comment, share this video, or subscribe for more content on the wisdom of Stoicism. Together, let us build a community that supports each other on this path toward growth and resilience. Thank you for joining me, and may each step of your journey be guided by clarity, strength, and gratitude.